At Italtile, we believe that to live beautifully doesn't mean to only surround oneself with gorgeous things. For us, to live beautifully means treading carefully and making responsible choices. This is Live Green, an eco-standard that we, at Italtile, hold ourselves and our suppliers accountable to. The Live Green logo is our seal of approval for beautiful design that is both eco-friendly and sustainable. Live Green designs minimize the impact on the environment during both manufacturing and use. They incorporate eco-friendly technology and make responsible design decisions so that our customers can too. Our Italtile commercial team have selected a range of world-leading products that all pass our green test. We've also partnered with leading suppliers, designers, architects, and project professionals to bring Live Green to life on a larger scale, with major commercial developments that have under-the-skin green credentials. Local tile partner Ceramic Industries has been committed to sustainable innovation for 40 years. Their EcoTech tiles are lighter thanks to the use of less clay, yet still strong. They also require less energy, are lighter to transport, and use less water during the manufacturing process to reduce their overall carbon footprint. Another seasoned Italtile commercial supplier, Ceramica Sant Agostino, has a complete green action plan known as Eco-Quality. All of their products, including their incredible range of color art wood look tiles, are manufactured to respect strict European and international rules to protect both the environment as well as the end user. Thai brand Cotto was the first bathroomware manufacturer to receive the carbon reduction label for all its products, an accolade only awarded when there is a significantly reduced amount of carbon emissions during the manufacturing process. Their innovative products include water-saving taps and sustainable sanitary ware, such as their Simply Modish wall-hung toilet. The name Laufen is synonymous with award-winning perfection and the design and manufacture of beautifully green products. All Laufen products are made in line with Italtile's Live Green ethos, from their LCC surface finishes, which interact with the natural forces of water, to their rimless toilet technology for effortless hygiene control and game-changing ceramic, the world's thinnest ceramic. Italtile has been designing and manufacturing taps, sanitary ware, and accessories for public and commercial places since 1970. Today, they specialize in highly technical, resistant, safe, accessible, hygienic, and environmentally friendly products. From Almar's attention to recycling and awareness of consumption of natural resources in all their showering solutions, to Ollie's water-saving systems, including compact flush systems, and Tivoli's incredible water-wise tap solutions, all top sellers for good reason. From green suppliers to green projects, Italtile Commercial is proud of the many building projects we've been involved in, including the Falcon Building, part of Menlyn's main mixed-use development, the APSA Building in Cape Town, Aardwijk Medical Centre, and the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. Even our own new stores are designed to be as environmentally sustainable as possible. Reducing our in-store energy consumption, exploring eco-friendly materials for the construction of green buildings, and keeping a close eye on our carbon footprint. Fashions come and go, but sustainability will always be trending at Italtile, because green goes with everything. Live Green. At Italtile, we've been living beautifully since 1969. From the day we opened our doors, it has been our passion to deliver a unique brand of service and luxury experience to our customers that brings home the very best in decor innovation and inspiration from around the globe. In a quest to extend our services beyond the showroom floor, Italtile Commercial Division was established in 2009 to offer a one-stop service to architects, interior designers, and commercial developers across a range of sectors, including corporate, retail, industrial, hospitality, health, and wellness. Italtile Commercial supplies premium imported and local products, including tiles, sanitary ware, bathroom accessories, bathroom furniture, taps, and related products to the commercial market. The dedicated and dynamic Italtile commercial team comprises some of the most knowledgeable in the business, each with an eye for quality and a deep understanding of our business, of every product on our showroom floors, as well as the interior design mastery required for exceptional commercial projects, from planning through to final finishes. Over and above the many Italtile showrooms, online store, local and worldwide network of suppliers, manufacturers, distribution centers, and other innovative business partners, the Italtile commercial division has grown into an enterprise with a thriving footprint, one that includes regional offices across South Africa, as well as commercial clients beyond our borders. When it comes to mindful and sustainable eco-chic living, the Live Green logo is Italtile's seal of approval for a beautiful design that is both eco-friendly and sustainable. Live Green designs minimize the impact on the environment during both manufacturing and use. They incorporate eco-friendly technology and make responsible design decisions from factory floor to beyond the client's door. The Italtile commercial team has selected a range of world-leading products that all pass the green test, and have partnered with leading suppliers, designers, architects, and project professionals to bring Live Green to life on a larger scale, with major commercial developments that have under-the-skin green credentials. At Italtile, we don't just love design, we live it. We partner with it and are proud to represent it in our showrooms and in our residential and commercial projects. The very best professional design advice, the very best quality and value for money. That's the Italtile way. How can we build together?
Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar. I had the privilege of meeting him a few days ago, and I must say sometimes you meet people and they leave such an impression on you, and Ilke's definitely one of those type of people. Ilke is the director of Laufen with years of experience, and Ilke, I will hand over to you and you just do your magic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Karina. Are you able to see my screen?
I can see your screen beautifully and we can hear you perfectly.
Fantastic. Great. Good afternoon, everybody. Absolute pleasure to be on this webinar this afternoon with you. And it gives me great pride. We Laufen Bathrooms have been working with Italtile for well over 17 years, and it's amazing, isn't it? Where you have a global brand, and you know, to see the brand grow, and you know, without partners like Italtile, who are so forward-thinking and so positive in the market. There's absolutely no way a brand can succeed without having world-class partners with them. Today's journey is a journey into the passion of hospitality that Laufen shares. And I hope you enjoy and learn from today's experience, and I certainly look forward to receiving questions as we go on the journey. Great. So, Hotel by Laufen, fantastic headline that the Italtile colleagues have given us for this webinar. Want to briefly go through and give you an outline of Laufen Bathrooms, who we are. Secondly, go through the philosophy and the way our global projects work, and in particular, look at the trends, the hospitality trends for Africa, which I think is really key and important, especially for this webinar, and then bring in the way we are working with the international hotel groups. also go through the topic of how we create this sense of community within the international hospitality arena, and how important our networking and our events are to creating this network, and really to demonstrate the success and what is achieved by such an approach, by just going through some of our project references and taking a case study type approach in terms of what type of project we're involved in, what's involved in achieving them, and wrapping everything up, and then we'll have a question and answer session at the end. So why hospitality? Why is Laufen passionate about hospitality? Well, our purpose, which you'll see, is about enriching people's everyday lives by creating unique spaces for well-being, personal care, and health. And this is not about selling as such, but creating collaborative and long-term relationships. And this is what we've set out to do from the very, very outset. But who are Laufen? So Laufen, as an organization, we come from a family-oriented heritage, again, very much in keeping with the values of Italtile. We're headquartered in a small town in Switzerland, Laufen, where our production is exclusively in Central Europe. It really is important for us to have this production base in Central Europe so we can control, we can manage the quality and every aspect of our product manufacturing process. We are an international company. We are represented in over 120 countries across the world, and we have 2,000 amazing employees that contribute to the group. In terms of our DNA, Swissness, we're really proud of the heritage and culture of our Swiss roots. We're over 130 years old, and what really gives us a really strong sense of pride is our approach to quality. This is where there is so much of the personal touch. If any of you have been fortunate to visit our factory, you will see that although we're fully automated, we really have a hell of a lot of our activities are products are hand finished, and this is something that really undermines the quality of our brand. Design is really key, and it's really unusual whenever we talk about our DNA and we talk about designs. We don't actually design our products. But we collaborate with some of the most exciting product designers around the world, and that really gives us a really good, strong, varied output. And this is further supplemented by our innovative spirit. We really do look at innovation. Innovation really takes a large chunk of our direction. And I mean, if we go back to the 1960s, Laufen actually created the first wall-hung toilet. Laufen also created the process of pressure casting in ceramics. This is where you can batch process production. This capability is now synonymous with all the manufacturers around the world, but this process was actually developed through the Laufen organization. And in more recent years, the very thin ceramic material is again another innovation that was created in Laufen. we have personality traits. Whenever you meet somebody from Laufen, there are certain elements that you will find creating the culture of Laufen. You know, we see ourselves, as I said earlier, as innovators. We want to prepare the world for the next generation with the next revolution of technology. We are enthusiasts. It's not just product, it's a combination of bringing together art, design, architecture. We really want to be a part of the creative world, but being a part of the creative world where we add value with every element of our activities. We like to think of ourselves as inspirationalists. We want to trigger dialogue. We want to demonstrate thought leadership in everything we do. And lastly, professionals. We have, as I mentioned, we have over 2,000 colleagues and people who are masters of their craft, and we're working in internationally coordinated teams. And this extends, Italtile is part of our coordinated team. Our purpose is really simple. It's to enrich people's everyday lives by creating unique spaces for well-being, personal care and health. And you will see this throughout the presentation. You will see many examples of this. In terms of our products, our brand out architecture is quite comprehensive, and you will see that we produce bathtubs, faucets, everything in the bathroom that you can think of. But where we have gaps or maybe solutions that are needed that fall outside the scope of our standard ranges, we actually have an amazing facility where we can create bespoke and customized solutions as well. And again, through this journey, you will see examples of how we will place these product categories as the ultimate solution to create the bathroom. But you know, anybody involved in projects will share one thing, and that's a passion for projects. I started my career with Laufen in 2011, and I was the first dedicated project manager who was focused on projects and projects only. And I would be looking at iconic architecture around the world, you know, with great awe and thinking, wow, wouldn't it be great if we can place Laufen in some of these projects? And, you know, 10, 11, 12 years forward, I look at images of architecture as you see in front of you now, and it gives me great pride to tell you that each one of these projects have Laufen products fitted in them. So it shows how a passion can become a reality. We have a global projects team. We are a very lean team. But our spread is quite wide and quite dynamic. And I just want to just introduce the team and demonstrate how we work and some of our best practices. So, as I mentioned, very lean team, 4 people in the team. We have a consolidated approach. We want to have a small nucleus, but connected to a much wider team. As I mentioned, as near it goes, 2011, we started with 1, and now this team connects to an amazing network around the world of over 120 project managers. And you know, this is such an amazing way to grow because it's truly organic. And the areas that we focus on is hospitality, A&D, global key accounts, and prefabrication. I'll go into some of these topics later, but with these 4 core channels, we're able to connect to our different regions around the world, and then towards our local teams. And the way of managing and the way of working is based upon best practices and the strive towards commercial and project sales excellence. We have a philosophy, we have a philosophy that's very dear to us. Our key principles are involved with early engagement with international project influencers, demonstrating collaborative principles. We champion early involvement in a proactive selling model, because we find that having a consultancy approach or consultant approach will help us develop and nurture specification. And this for us is the future. This is how we're able to command a sustainable demand generation program based upon strong relationship ethics and the spirit of collaboration. Traditionally, manufacturers are involved in projects where the project is at a tender stage, and people and we're jockeying for position to get onto the specification. But very early on, we saw that as a premium brand, what we want to do is be involved from within a project right from the very beginning. If we are able to understand the requirements of a project from an early concept stage, we're able to build up our knowledge and our value proposition from a very early start. So the product comes later, but it's a whole process that we follow. And this spec making approach is really key for us. So to have this kind of an approach, you have to have a different way of selling. So if I say to you, our focus is not selling, it's about creating relationships, sustainable relationships. It's about understanding. One of the key skills that we and values that we have we have focused on right from the very beginning is to have the ability to listen, to walk in the shoes of the person in front of us, to understand what is it that they actually value, what is it that they actually want to achieve. Because if we can demonstrate a process where we're following these three principles, we can then start shaping the unique selling principles of what is valued rather than what we believe we should be presenting. This gives us the opportunity to be seen as a solution provider. And by being a solution provider, it inspires trust. And by inspiring trust, you become relevant. You become part of the design process. You become a part of the solution. And this is really key for us. But how do you get to have a culture and a perspective of this kind of an approach? It really is a step by step. It's almost like rebuilding or constructing an onion. You're building layers. Our first layer is to whenever we meet any new partners, it's all about demonstrating that we are solution oriented. It's about understanding your requirements. It's about presenting value, not just information. It's about identifying what are the fears, what are the threats, and as I mentioned earlier, and then to shape the message to create interest. Once we're able to do this, we can then build on our brand principles and demonstrate how value can be added together with content. And this is where the key messages that are emitted are relevant content and meaningful to the people in front of us. The essence of our brand is really key, and that has to be transmitted along this journey so that we're able to create interest for more. We may not just be talking, we won't be just talking about products, you know, but the world is our world. So elements of sustainability, elements of innovation, these are all critical, and it has to be part of our brand ethos. And as we build, we then come towards consultative engagement. We need to work as a body where we can engender trust and engagement, to have a perspective, to have this solution orientation. We want to be the specialist, the go-to person for the bathroom, so that we can truly add value. And then as we approach that, we can then demonstrate a partnership approach where there's a high level of influence, high level of engagement, and this gives us the collaboration that we seek. And this is based upon mutual trust and value. And this is the clear value of our relationship. And this is really how our team is managed and driving itself. Hospitality is really, really key for us. And before I talk about how Laufen looks at the world of hospitality, I thought it'd be really interesting to just have a quick look at what's happening in Africa. Africa is a really important region for me and for Laufen in particular. But when we sit in global conferences, we see that Africa isn't always given its rightful place as a key area for growth. So how can we summarize the African hospitality development? Well, the hotel market in Africa has been experiencing amazing growth in recent years. When we see that there's 54 countries involved in the development of hospitality, there's 45 chains operating on the continent, representing over 100 brands. At the end of 2023, the development of the hotel chains summarized a pipeline of over 482 hotels, which is about just under 85,000 hotel rooms in the African pipeline. Hotel investments are driven by the growing tourism on the continent, rising income, and also attractive investment ecosystem. You can see that travel and tourism is really a high contributor to the African GDP, and Africa's growth as a continent is the second fastest growth region of hospitality in the world. So Africa is really key. So to summarize, the optimism and growth is that African hotels and hospitality industry are really positive about the future in terms of embracing sustainability and technology. And the trends are that this is it's all about sustainable tourism, nature-bound gateways and getaways and digital innovations. So if we look at the continent, you can see here from the pipeline how the 482 hotels are listed in terms of years of delivery. But it's great to see that this process has started and that there is a hell of a lot of activity already taking place. Here we've broken down the North Africa and the Sub-Sahara Africa region, so you can see how the pipeline is basically shared. In terms of countries, this is a breakdown of the top 10 countries by pipeline, and you can see here the breakdown of the key hotspots on the continent, with the total pipeline and where the construction is already on the way. Same report, same again, but from a graphical, so you can see the breakdown further. This slide shows you the activity by the hotel chains. Marriott, Accor, Hilton, Radisson, IHG being the top 5, let's say, accounting for the large proportion of the development in the subcontinent, on the continent rather. And again, by the just an easier, a different way of looking at the figures. Really important is to demonstrate the hotel levels. When we go through the profile of international hotel groups, we will look at the different scales and why we should profile and segment the different scales of hotel groups. But this chart really shows us that Africa is really focused on the middle to upper premium hotel development. And this is really fantastic for the brand, because if I look at the Laufen brand and where Laufen sits, the majority of the pipeline for Africa really does suit the products and the brand of Laufen. Yeah, again, this sort of gives you a visual breakdown of the percentage of the what I was just saying about the luxury and the upscale. So, international hotel groups. International hotel groups has been a focus right from the beginning. We felt that if we could penetrate a strong activity within the international hotel group arena, and especially with the stakeholders that are involved, the architects and designers, by having success through international hotel groups, this would actually lead us to success with other segments of the project channel, like premium residential, etc. And in fact, this is the way it's happened. But international hotel groups has been the key driver for us. Right from the beginning, it was really important for us to get a connection with the operators, the international hotel groups. So we used our team to engage with the hotel groups through leveraging hotel agreements, so that we have their endorsements as partners to provide us with a stronghold. And you can see here from 2013 to now, we actually have developed this, the agreements with the hotel groups to allow us the recognition and the ability to work with them. Having an agreement allows us to access to the key influencers within the groups. It also enables us to receive pipeline information, so that we can see visibility of where their new and renovated projects are likely to be. And as I mentioned, the key influencers here are the senior directors of design and project services, project architects, and construction roles. And most of these key people are in regular contact with our team, and I'm proud to say that a lot of them have been to our events and have been to Laufen, so they totally understand the DNA of Laufen and the network and the services that we provide. It's also important for us to create a toolbox of supporting material for the hotel groups. And this is something that we do in terms of profiling the individual brands within the hotel groups and how we're able to create a service proposition to support our activities. Here, as we started our work with the hotel groups, it was really important that with each hotel group, we understood how they segment their hotels by for example, budget, mid-scale, and luxury upscale profiles. Many of the hotels may use different descriptions, but to make it really simple, if we look at premium, mid-scale, and budget, we can identify and profile the brands within the hotel group, so that we can align our capabilities and direct our opportunities and initiatives to accelerate plans and activities, so we can succeed in our approach towards them. In such cases, we need to understand what the hotel group strategy is and how we can deliver a complete service proposition. So, for example, there may be a rollout scheme for a budget hotel that's going across a particular region. And if we can get onto the initial program, this doesn't mean that you win one project. It means that you win multiple projects with that brand across many countries. So just to give you an understanding, this what we've done, we identified the hotel groups in terms of their segments. So these are the key upscale and luxury brands. The mid-scale brands and the budget. So with each box, Laufen has a different approach and a different strategy towards each and every one of these brands. So if we're talking to a particular hotel group, we don't talk to Marriott about a deal for Marriott. We talk to Marriott about how can we support you with your premium brands, how can we support you with your mid-scale, and how we support you for the budget. There are also smaller groups with less brands, and of course we mustn't forget that we also have local brands. So for example, the African hotel groups that are really relevant and prominent in the region. So the reason, right, one of the key reasons why we do this is to understand how the products are selected by the individual brands. So if we take budget hotels and mid-scale hotels, the product selection criteria, and we've used an example here from Accor, but it's not that much different across most of the hotel groups. The product selection for a budget and mid-scale, the specifications are normally set out within the head office through creating brand standard books. And this creates a rollout which has pre-selected guidelines of product and price levels. Normally for this segment, the selection is normally based on price competitive products. And as Laufen is a more of a premium brand, this is not an area that we will be very successful with, because this is driven purely by price. And you know, with price, there's always someone that's going to be cheaper than you. However, if we can identify values that go beyond price, where we can create other value streams, then we have an opportunity here. So if a hotel is being developed, an Ibis, for example, Accor will provide a brand book, and in this brand book you have a prescriptive outline of what is needed to make this hotel an Ibis branded product. And in terms of the bathroom, it's quite prescriptive to the level where they will outline the product, the manufacturer, and even the manufacturer's contact to support the specification. For Laufen, the interesting part is the upper mid-scale and luxury segments. This is where the selection of the product is normally specified by high-profile international interior design studios. And speaking to the interior design studios, we've asked them, what is your selection criteria? What is it? How do you select your product? And this is a sort of short overview of what they've actually told us. They're looking for premium level of products. They're looking for strong global branding with a high degree of quality and design. They're also looking at the balance of modern and contemporary design based on the location and the culture of the architecture of the property. And Laufen has a really strong connection to this criteria. In terms of our team, the role that the role of our team is based on 3 key principles. It's to become the key contact of the hotel group into our organization, because I mentioned this is about relationships, this is about value streams, this is about understanding the needs of our partners and to be able to shape the solutions around them. So this is all about understanding what the requirements of the group is and making sure that our different departments and colleagues within our organization are focused to help us deliver what's needed. The second key principle is about developing a tailored service that is going to be valued by the hotel group. And this is where and how we add value. Create a very simple specification process where we can use our knowledge and expertise and experience to shape the requirements that are needed. And the third element is about building trust. It's about knowing, listening, understanding what's needed, displaying expert knowledge, not just about product, not just about the hotel group itself, but the whole industry and the trends. And it's about developing this really strong relationship at different levels within the hotel groups. And you know, the bit at the end, service is planned, fast, responsible, reliable, passionate, and committed. And these are the fundamental points that have really helped us enjoy a successful relationship with them. A great example, a couple of examples here. I mentioned that our focus is more so on the luxury segment. We got involved in a project in 2011, and it was a scheme that was developed by a part of the IKEA group. IKEA has 3 divisions: retail, real estate, and finance. And their real estate team were looking at collaborating with Marriott. And the objective was to create over 100 hotels in over 10 years. And they were looking at, they wanted a global partner who was able to provide a lean supply chain, a full bathroom solution, and where needed, specific products to suit their requirement. And we were invited to a number of meetings, and we basically put a specification together based on their requirements. Requirements were sustainable products, quality products, to create a brand standard performance. So wherever you went, you would have the same feel, the same quality. And but the bathrooms were very, very small, and the basin solution that was needed was something quite different and unique. And we worked with them to develop the basin that you see here. And once we did this, we were able to work with them. And in 2015, the first hotel was opened in Malpensa in Italy. And across Europe to this date, we've supplied over 80 of these hotels with a full bathroom specification. And this program is still ongoing. When Hilton saw what happened with Moxie, they actually approached us and said, well, we're developing a rollout for the Hampton brand. Are you able to help us? We too have designed our own basin. Can you help us with the design, with the manufacturing? Again, we went to our bespoke service, and we produced the wash basin for them and a special shower tray made from solid surface material. And again, we bundled our products into a full bathroom solution, and this program is well underway, where we've supplied over 3,000 rooms already. In terms of the network, I've mentioned network a few times. Our global project team do not use catalogs and brochures, because for us to understand the requirements and the needs of a project, it's really important that we can get to a decision maker right from the outset, right from the very beginning, to understand the fundamentals of what's required. So we have to find a much more sophisticated way of engagement, and it's through our networking, and it's through carefully selecting the right event that enables us to connect with these people. And our networking is really key, because we need to engage with the project process at senior level, and we need to build up our credentials as being an active part of this global project community. So here are just a few of the activities that we get involved in that really helps the profile and the connection to the world of projects. The AHEAD Awards is a celebration of the top hotels around the world, but it's regionalized. And these are some images from the AHEAD Awards in London. We are an active sponsor. We're one of the earliest sponsors of this event, and we actually sponsor the Best Suite Award category. And what this has enabled us to do is not only meet and greet the movers and the shakers of our industry globally, but it also allows us to bring our colleagues from different countries and their VIPs together. So, for example, in November in London, for the European leg of this activity, we actually had 9 tables. So you had I think 12 different countries represented at these awards, together with their VIPs, local hotel contacts, local architects and designers and developers. Again, this is the example of the same event in New York, in Dubai. The Dubai event covers Africa as well, and as you can see here, last year the winners were proudly from South Africa, and this is an amazing activity, and it really gives us an opportunity to meet new and existing partners. We also like to get involved with conferencing. Global Hospitality Talks is a program that brings together the very, very best of the global hospitality scene, and it's a panel discussion platform. But it really enables us to reach the very, very top and the cream of the A&D community active in hospitality. And again, this platform is centered around the key specification hubs of London, New York. Oops, sorry. Dubai, Los Angeles, and also Singapore. So you can see there is a connection. For us to be a truly global player, we have to be present in around the world in the international hubs. There's a hospitality event in London, which is really, really key, and this is something that Laufen is very proud of its association with, and it gives us the ability to display our booth, our stand, by showing products, meet and greet our team, but it's backed up with conferencing and networking. this is an example of how we present ourselves. It's really not about products, it's about demonstrating the values of the brand and the concept of design, technology, and innovation. And networking, speed dating events around the world is really key for us as well, because it allows us a fast track access to the world of hospitality. And this is something that we wholly support and are very active in attending. This is a different event in Marbella. We also have to get involved with, let's say, grassroots hospitality, and this is where global hospitality comes to a particular region, a particular country. This is an example of a project, a conference in Denmark, in Copenhagen, called the Lobby, and it brings together European hospitality leaders. And this is fantastic because we're able to attend from a global perspective, but support it from a local perspective as well. So this is very much a Scandinavian focused international event. Salone is fast becoming one of the global hotspots for creatives in hospitality. And we have we have a regular spot. We have we call it the Laufen space, which is a resource center in the middle of Milan. And during Salone, it basically is opened up to our community. And it's opened up to our community, and fantastic opportunity for networking. And you can see the kind of social, but also the art. You know, we try and show our products in different ways. Other activities include something like this. We have a global agreement with Accor, but we really want to be a partner with Accor. It's not about providing our products for their projects alone. It's about engagement, and it's about embracing the values of Accor. And one of their key values is nurturing the next generation. And they have this amazing activity, which is called the Accor Design Awards, which is targeting university students, where they're given a brief. And the brief is all about, it could be about the development of a particular brand over the next 10 years, and how the young students see how they see this. And you normally have a world-renowned designer. Last year, for example, Tristan de Persis studio from Cape Town was the key judge, and the students are submitting their projects, and there is a winner. And the winners are invited to France or London, presented with their awards, and then internships and other supporting elements are maintained. And Laufen have been proud sponsors of this activity for a number of years now. You can see here during the HITS event in London that I mentioned earlier. This was where the students 2 years ago were presented with their award, and it was amazing how the hospitality community actually came together to celebrate this wonderful activity. Even though this was driven by Accor, most of the hotel groups were actually present and shared in this wonderful experience. As I mentioned, the students, we give them opportunities to visit Laufen, to get involved with the casting process, and even have internships to support their education. Another key activity in terms of awards that we're involved in, which we're particularly proud of, is our association with the International Property Awards. This is a worldwide recognized platform for project excellence. And I'm proud to say that Laufen have been proud sponsors of the awards since 2022. And it's amazing how much joy and privilege it's given us to really meet the creatives from Africa and to share in their success. And this is something that we really want to nurture and develop further. Last year, through our partners at Italtile, we issued 10 subsidized entries for the awards, and a number of winners were celebrated. And basically, there's 2 levels of awards. So award level 1 is an award winner, but 5-star awards are the higher level of success, where for the category you then go on to represent your country, then your continent, and then gives you the opportunity to represent, for example, Africa against the other regions. And this is something that I would love for the audience to be aware of. And if you want more information about this and how we may support you regarding your entry, to speak to Marius at Italtile, who will be able to give you some more information. Sorry. For 2024 and 25, the award entries are open. So please, if this is of interest to you, please contact Marius. And it comes us towards the end now. In terms of the project references, as I mentioned, every project tells a story. In projects, we're storytellers. I think, if I look at how the audience, how you present your projects and how you create your pitch, it's all about the narrative. And we're no different. We want to tell the story of our projects. We want to share our successes with the world. And importantly, we want to demonstrate what we're able to achieve and what we're able to do. And the world of projects is a most wonderful thing. As we said earlier, it's a passion, it's a motivation, and it's a force that really truly drives us. Here are a few case studies that will be of interest to you. One of our first project successes came in New York in 2013. Having this Swiss heritage, Herzog de Meuron are one of the key creatives, architects that represent Switzerland. They really are the cream of Swiss architecture, and it's amazing how we look to engage with them for many years, but it took a project and a satellite office in New York for us to actually execute this and engage with them. And we had a fantastic opportunity on one of the most prestigious residential projects. I appreciate this isn't hospitality, but if you bear with me, I'll show you how it worked. We went through our product portfolio for the project, but Herzog de Meuron said, "We're really, really sorry, but we don't want anything from a standard catalog. This is a really iconic project, and we have designed our own product. Are you able to produce it for us?" And this was the time that we set up our bespoke operations, our solid surface factory in Poland. So we took their designs and we worked with them seamlessly in terms of aligning the design intent with the budget. and we created these products for them. And the result is amazing. And this project has won so many awards. And as I said, beautiful products. And we've actually incorporated the rest of the products, the toilets and everything else, around our standard products. And it's really complemented the beautiful designs that Herzog de Meuron gave us. And you can see here how the bespoke nature crafting the product has taken place. And the next project that Herzog de Meuron worked on was for an amazing hotel with Ian Schrager. Ian Schrager is one of my heroes. I've always looked at Ian Schrager with immense awe. From what he achieved in the 70s with Steve Rubell with Studio 54, and how he developed the boutique hotel concept with Morgan's Hotel. What this guy has done, for me, he's my all-time hero. And having the established relationship with Herzog de Meuron, to find out that they were now working on a new project for the public hotel with Ian Schrager was just amazing. And you know, to be working with someone like Ian Schrager on developing this concept was out of this world. If you see the profile of this wash basin, for example, I mean, New York is synonymous for lack of space, and the bathrooms at the public were really, really small. So Herzog de Meuron took inspiration from the cruise ships and how they optimized space, and the walls were not decorative, they were functional. So this wash basin, the next room was transverse. So the basins had to be designed in such a way that the level of tolerance that was permitted on the on the wash basins. Sorry, I've gone wrong. Sorry. Sorry, the level of tolerance that was needed for the wash basins was less than 2 mil. So we developed. Sorry. Yeah. So we developed a system where we could maximize the tolerances, and we were able to create almost perfect product from the molds. And you know, the level of technical innovation was unbelievable here. As you can see from the pictures, amazing, you know, impressive. And again, this was using our bespoke program to complement our standard products in the project. Just after 56 Leonard, we were invited to the Marcel Wonder studio in Amsterdam. And the team there had designed a bathtub. First time Marcel Wonders ventured into designing bathroom products, and he couldn't find anybody that would be able to manufacture this bathtub that he had designed. And we showed him what we did at 56 Leonard, and he was convinced that we could help him. And sure enough, we were able to create this bathtub for him. And this project for the Mondrian is such an amazing landmark project. And again, we used our bespoke program to complement our standard product ranges. And the relationship we developed with the studio was just unbelievable. He really understood the DNA of Laufen to the extent that 2 years later, we embarked on a project where he created a new range for Laufen. So we've moved from projects to actually products for the standard catalog, and the new classic range was born from this collaboration. But again, our collaboration didn't stop there. We still continued working with the studio with projects, and one of the most iconic projects of last year was the Qatar Towers in Lusail in Qatar. You may have seen reference to this hotel as I think the FIFA contingent were staying here for the World Cup, but this was just such an amazing project. 2 hotels from the Accor brand operator, one a Fairmont and the other a Raffles, and you can see the products here. It's truly breathtaking. But the interesting point here is if you, the last 3 slides from the Mondrian to the New Classic to the bath here at the Raffles, you can see the evolution of the Marcel Wanders design. So you can see how we work in collaboration with product designers as well. Interesting project, one of my favorite projects that I've had the pleasure of working was the Battersea Power Station. I'm not sure if, for those of you that like their music and they're familiar with Pink Floyd, one of the Pink Floyd albums, The Pig, the album cover has the Battersea Power Station on the front sleeve, and this building had laid derelict for decades in London until the Malaysian pension fund bought it, and they wanted to create a really amazing residential renovation of the whole area. And we got involved with this project early on, and we collaborated with a German prefabrication partner. So the bathrooms were actually produced off-site in a factory in Germany in these steel encased bathroom pods, fully furnished and fully fitted, tiles, fixtures, supplies, everything, and literally shipped to London with a plug and play situation. And we supplied over 1,350 bathtubs to this project. And here again, the designers were looking for a bespoke product. There was 2 bespoke products that they in fact wanted. One was the shower tray. Because there were so many different rooms and dimensions needed for the shower trays, something like 30 different dimensions, and we were able to cast these shower trays with solid surface, and it was the first time we'd used a material with showers. Now solid surface shower trays are everywhere, and it's part of our standard assortment, but this was the first time we'd used solid surface shower trays. But importantly, it was the wash basin. It was the detail of the wash basin. Unfortunately, you can't see the detail here, but along the ridge is along this line, there's an actual ridge. There's a slightly upstanded profile, and to get that in the detail within a solid surface finish is quite unique, and we were able to achieve this. And along with the wash basin, you have here a counter. If I just take you to this picture, you can see they didn't want a flushing plate, and they used 2 buttons here, one for normal flush and one for reduced flush. But to access the system, there's a trinket tray here in the counter, and we produced this counter as well. So you're able to lift the counter up to access the system. So these are all sort of technicalities that we worked with the design team, but it was just an amazing project. But it really helped us get a foothold into premium prefabrication. For those of you that aren't aware, having come across bathroom pods, basically it's the off-site production of a full bathroom concept. So this is from drawing to assembling to fit out to shipping So these pods are literally transported to a site, craned into position, and the walls are constructed around, and that gives you the finished layout. And having the experience and the competence and knowledge and know-how, we were able to, as I mentioned earlier, with the Moxie, get involved with them. 80% of the Moxie hotels that were delivered were done through prefabrication, and and this really helps cement our activities in prefab. And then just a few wonderful images of projects around the world. The Sofitel in Mexico City with the Cartel wash basins, the Jumeirah Marsa Al Arab Hotel, which is opening soon in Dubai. You know, one of the big projects that our products feature in. The Barcelona Hotel in Spain. You can see, you know, these are ceramic wash basins, and these are standard products. The M Gallery in Athens. You know, these are all projects that we have so much pride in being involved in. The Atlantis Residences, again, over 1,500 wash basins on this amazing project. And the Radisson Red in Vienna, and again, using the European Property Awards, they won a 5-star award here. Interesting project, the first Kimpton in China, in Shanghai. The designers were from America, and they wanted a solid surface, but in a black finish. Black solid surface is really challenging because you can't get a homogeneous finish on the curing of the material, but we found a way to do it, and we created these square and round bathtubs together with the 2 different variations of wash basin. This hotel has just recently opened and is winning awards hand over fist. Mustn't forget Africa. One of the biggest hotel complexes in Africa is Rock City in Ghana, beautifully fashioned with our products. The Radisson Blue in Ethiopia. Recently completed the Sofitel in Benin. And you know, a collaboration with Italtile. I can't not show a project that doesn't reflect South Africa and doesn't reflect Italtile. So again, we're particularly proud of having this as a project. So this is my small journey into projects, but what I hope it shows you is that we have a philosophy of working. And it's about engaging at the root, at the very beginning of the projects. It's about understanding what is needed and then working that to the ultimate supply. And I really look forward to for our team to be working on more projects in Africa, more projects in South Africa, more projects with our audience, and a long and healthy relationship continuing with Italtile. Happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Ilke, thank you very much. It was really a stunning presentation. I'd love for you to one day delve more deeply into each of these projects and how Laufen, the design aspect of the basins and the baths, and how the whole process happens. I think a lot of our listeners and our viewers would absolutely love to hear more about that. We have run out of time, but I think one of the important questions, I think that's on everybody's mind is, in order, you're talking about a lot of bespoke products.
Yes.
What are the requirements? So, for instance, generally, it's driven by volume, or how does it work? Say an architect has a huge, I know there's a lot of micro developments happening in Cape Town, and they want to do a collaboration like that. How would they go about it?
Okay. First and foremost, please contact Italtile. Italtile will organise a meeting with one of the global project team, and we'll basically go through and understand exactly what's needed. Here, the key considerations are to succeed, to actually deliver what is needed. So we start the journey with a design intent, yeah, and it's really important that we have a budget, a realistic budget, so that we can bring the two axes together. Normally, when you're looking at a product selection, a standard product has a price. Sorry.
Apologies, yes.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. A standard product has a price, and it's just a question of discount. With bespoke, it's a slightly different orientation. We start with, let's say, a target price, so that we can actually deliver what's needed ultimately. And there are certain elements that our production technicians are able to advise us on to align the price design axis without having an aesthetic impact. Yeah, so we're actually, so you're actually you're collaborating from both sides, and you get to a situation where the client knows what they want. They roughly know what they're able to pay for it, and we bring that together in a triangle: Italtile, Laufen, and the architect. The biggest successes we've had, you know, is 95% of the successes have come about that way. And in terms of numbers, what we do is we haven't restricted ourselves by saying it has to be 500 units or 200 units or 50 units. We will look at a project and we will say, this is an iconic project. This is a key project for us collectively. And we will look at what's involved in the costing of the molds. We will look at the budget, and in a very short process, we will be able to say, we can do this. I think if we put too many restrictions, it disturbs the credibility and the viability of the program. Yeah,
that is very, very interesting. And yes, I think you've definitely given everybody food for thought with that one. Ilke, unfortunately, we have run over time. I think I'm just going to mention one of the comments that John gave is Laufen's methodology can only enhance architectural depth of specification. I think that's a lovely compliment.
Thank you. That is actually, thank you.
Ilke, thank you very much for your time. I know there was a lot of preparation work involved. Thank you, everybody, for attending. We will put the certificates onto the eCPD Pro website, but I will email everybody a notification once we've loaded it. I have put in the note section, I have put in Marius's details, but I am sure he will also just put a little comment in his email to you. Ilke, thank you very much. It was lovely meeting you. It was lovely sharing a webinar platform with you. And I hope, even though you are in the process of retiring, that we will still have you on board and sharing your knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And if anybody has any questions that they want to direct to Marius, happy to answer them. I know we haven't had much of an opportunity for a question and answer, but if anybody wants to write any question, have any questions, I'm sure we'll get back to them with a good and respectful response.
Lovely. No, that's great. Thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon, and okay, enjoy the afternoon, and we hopefully see you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.